Happy Frugal Friday, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about budgeting for the holidays. I've had a couple requests already, so let's dive into it. No matter which holiday you are saving up for, I'm going to show you how I make a budget, track it, and execute it. For me personally, I'm going to show you how I do Christmas, because that is what I celebrate, and you can apply this to any holiday. I recommend one of two methods, either the classic paper and pen, and if you're gonna do this route, also grab a highlighter. And if you're going to do it the way that I actually do it, I use Google Sheets in the Google Suite. I love Google Sheets, obsessed, but you guys know I'm a digital girl in a digital world, but I do know that my mom tracks just using a simple notebook and it works perfectly. Whenever I'm taking on a new endeavor, I think, where do I start? And I always apply the Kate method. So let's start. The first thing I would do is the K, which is keep focus. The focus for this is, how are we gonna budget for this holiday? So what I do personally is I make a list of everything that I plan to spend on. This, for the Christmas example, for me, is Christmas presents, Christmas dinner food, Christmas decorations. For some, it might be cards that you're gonna mail out. Don't forget the stamps. And also, if you have any events, if you're going to a gift exchange party, any Christmas party, clothing, if you have to get something special, you're doing a, festive sweater or whatever you're gonna do, write down all the things that you're gonna have to budget for, including for gifts. So for gifts, I write a list of everyone I have to shop for, and initially I put a number next to their name of how much I am intending to spend on them. That's step one. The next thing I do is I add up what that number is. And if it's not pretty, I'm going in and using the A from the Kate method, which is adjust. I will comb through that list and say, okay, what can I actually afford here? So let's just say, for example, you go through what you're intending to spend, rounding up at first so that you're playing it safe, and it comes up to $2,000. Let's just say, for example, and you're like, I don't intend on having $2,000, or I don't want to spend $2,000. You've got to look through and adjust some numbers. You might even have to remove some people that, if you can't work it into the budget right now, do an adjustment. Go through, okay, do I really need to spend $300 on food? Or can I do, go through and see what makes sense to you and adjust the numbers so that that final number is the number that you're willing to spend. And this also gives you an idea of how much you think you will need. So there's two things there. By adding it up, you're gonna see in your ideal world what you would spend. And then you've got to be have a come down to earth moment and be like, does that make sense? Is that what I'm going to be able to save up for? Because hopefully we're not going to put stuff on credit cards if we're going to have a balance. If you're going to use a credit card because you use credit cards, cool, but make sure that balance is going to be paid and it's already in your checking account. You're just going to pay it off. You're not going to be paying for Christmas months beyond Christmas. We want to try to avoid that at all costs. Not going into debt over Christmas, if you've never done it before, is going to feel so good because you're going to know you came into it prepared, you had a plan, you executed the plan, and you're not going to continue to pay for it months after the fun is over. Because I know a lot of people have almost a Christmas financial hangover. You know what I'm saying? You get through Christmas and then you get all your statements and you're like, what have I done? We want to avoid that moment. This year, let's work together and plan ahead so you don't have to have a Christmas financial hangover. No thanks. Just say no. Buns, What good advice. And think of this as permission to spend that amount that you're planning for. So let's say we're planning 5 months ahead and we're gonna save $1,000 for Christmas, which, by the way, guys, that's about normally my budget. A couple years ago, I had cut it in half because I was trying to save for a house. But I would say my standard yearly amount is about $1,000. That's probably what I spend from start to finish. And that's including wrapping paper. Don't forget about wrapping paper. Hello, Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree, and look through what you saved from last year. Don't forget to do that if you save anything or if you had anything left over, because that will save you a little money here and there. If you kept bags, if you kept boxes, if you kept wrapping paper, use everything you got. Next is the T. We're gonna track everything. Every single thing you spend on Christmas, and add it into your spreadsheet or your notebook. My spreadsheets are pretty, my friends. Name, budget that I have for them, what the item is, and what I spent. Now, if you want to get fancy like me, because you like numbers and you are obnoxious with your spreadsheet, I do original price, sale price, and then what I actually paid for it, because I'm like that. But you don't have to do that. It's more just for vanity purposes, like how much did I save? Don't ask me why I'm this way, it's just how I am. But for everyone that is normal, you're gonna just do name, the budget that you're not spending more than $50 on this person. You bought them a blue flannel shirt, it cost $10. The other thing you bought them was a candle, it was $5. And you make sure you keep tracking everything for every person. Type it in, write it in, don't forget a thing, and just keep track of it all. Now, if you go over or under on somebody, I would highly recommend working that into the budget to adjust somewhere else. Maybe someone else is not going to get as much, or whatever you've got to do, but stick to the budget that you've planned for, so we don't have buyer's remorse. We don't want any of that. As this all is going on, feel free to use the E in the Kate method, which is eliminate. If you're hating doing Christmas cards every year and you do it out of obligation, or it's really just gotten to the point where it's too pricey to fit in your budget, cut it out. If you really hate going to this gift exchange every year that somehow you've gotten roped into, but you don't want to bring a gift, you don't want to see those people, cut it out. If there's a Christmas tradition that somehow has become a tradition that you don't like and does not add value to your holiday, eliminate it. Cut it out. Okay, so here's where the highlighter comes in. This is what I do regarding gifts. I, of course, don't buy everything at once, and I bet you don't either, probably not. So what I will do is, instead of letting the wrapping be so overwhelming at the end, is I will take a little time and wrap as I go. And what I do, because if you do this a little bit further in advance and you forget what you bought, you don't even remember what you put under the tree, you stacked it in the closet and you're like, I don't even know what's in there. What I do is, when I wrap it, I highlight it. So if it's on your notepad, I would highlight it. When I wrap the shirt, highlight it. On the spreadsheet, when I wrap it, I highlight it. Boom, then I know it's wrapped, it's ready to go, it's there, and I don't have to think more about it. And the other beauty of this spreadsheet and the notebook is, like, say you have multiple kids and then you're looking at everything and you're like, I don't know how many gifts I got for Susie, and I don't know how many gifts I got for Sam. Geez, am I even close? Did I get the same amount, if you're trying to be fair? Or you're like, oh, did I get Aunt Viv a gift? Do I remember, did I get something? Is it under there? If you don't have a spreadsheet, how are you gonna know? If you're not maintaining your Christmas notebook, how are you gonna know? During the holidays, my spreadsheet is life. I love that thing. And I love that it's in Google. So as soon as you type it in, it saves it automatically. It's automatically saving constantly. If you're familiar with Google, Google Sheets, it just saves. So everything you type in, it's saved. Boom. You don't have to remember to save because it's saved. The other thing that's kind of cool about that also, say you have a spouse or a significant other that helps you. I do not have anybody helping me with my shopping, so it's all me. But say you and your partner both actively shop, you could share that document with them and they could input what they bought and what they spent. So then you both can see where you're at if you're very transparent with your partner and this is a thing that you do together. If it's all you, then just go after it and you don't need to share with anyone. That's how I budget, baby. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. Cheers to your best holiday budget ever. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. I'm happy to help more. If you have a bunch more questions, maybe I can make another video of more details of things that you need. Please let me know in the comments, what else do you need? How can I help you? And I will do my best to try to answer in a future video. If you like this kind of content, please hit the thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed yet, how rude. Just kidding. But really, if you want to come back for more, please hit subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified each time I upload. I hope this content was helpful for you and I hope to see you again in the near future so I can share a ton more. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. No matter which holiday you are saving up for, I'm going to teach you how I do it